Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while. I was just lucky enough to go to Kenya and Dubai, and Tanzania. Looked at all the animals and that. But today, unfortunately, Cass just suffered a hip injury at boxing training this morning, so he's in the hospital, so he can't join us. But we've got the wonderful up and coming Zion.
Ahosivi-Poitaha.
That's his surname. I didn't want to try and pronounce it because I didn't want to get it wrong. But lucky enough to have Zion on today. So just going to speak to Zion, no Cass, but we'll get through it. So tell us a bit about, you're obviously at Waverley now in Year 12, but tell us how you got there, what was the process, because obviously where were you, where did you live?
So right now I'm living in Sydenham.
Yeah.
I went to first half of high school until Year 9, I was at Tempe High, little high school down the road from me. And then I've been working with the Waratahs. I've been in the Waratahs program for quite a bit now, since I was 13. And then after my first session with the Waratahs, been working with them from there. And then a couple of years later, they got a spot at Waverley. So yeah, it's a good change of environment and all that. So pretty different, because Tempe's like a public school and Waverley's like a private school.
Yeah, more prestigious.
Yeah, and to people back at my old school, they think like, oh, he's too good for us now. He goes to a rich school out in the eastern suburbs, but like it's nothing like that. Like all the boys at school, they're just normal boys.
Yeah, it's normal, but normal people.
Like mucking around and all that. It's not like it's not anything that people think. So it's pretty good being at Waverley College. Waratahs.
How did you? I'm saying, where were you before? Like, where did it all start? Like, where were you born? Where did you?
So I was born in RPA, and then which is in Camperdown near Newtown.
Okay, right.
And then I used to live in Mount Druitt with my grandparents. So for that first part of my life, I grew up in Mount Druitt, in the Plumpton area.
Plumpton, yeah. Never heard of it.
Yeah, most people haven't from this area, but yeah, grew up there. And then when I started high school, I moved me and my parents and my family moved out from my grandparents' house, moved to Sydenham, and then that's when I started high school.
At Tempe?
Yeah, at Tempe.
And then Year 9, Waratahs and Waverley worked together, managed to get you over there.
Yeah.
And now you're happy at Waverley. So just tell us, like, obviously, a dream of mine was to always play school footy.
Yeah.
I came from Bellevue Hill, and then whatever happened at Mariah.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go to a school that played sport.
Yeah.
Because I feel like school footy and school sport, nothing beats it.
Yeah,
like
really,
being with the boys, playing. But unfortunately, I didn't get into it. I thought I'd get that at Cedar, but I haven't got it.
Yeah.
But just run us through, like, how has that been? Like, playing with all your mates. Obviously, Waverley usually have a very good team. Yeah. How's that been?
Oh, unreal. Like you hear about this stuff going around, like at like your little club training sessions. Like when before I moved to Waverley, all my mates would talk about all the schoolboy rugby and all that stuff, and I'd be like, fuck, this sounds cracker. And I was pretty invested into it. But at first, I didn't know what Waverley was. I didn't know where it was. I didn't know it was a school. And then my mate, King Manu, I used to play Rockdale with him.
I've heard of him. I think my mate, Cade Maguire, was saying that it was his cousin or something. Maybe I could have the wrong person. But does he play for Roosters?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think it's the same bloke. Yeah, anyways.
So my mate, King Manu and Angus Sullivan, they were going to Waverley at the time, and they were talking to me about schoolboy rugby because I had asked about it, and when they explained it to me, I was like, "Fuck, this sounds cracker!
Yeah.
Like, I want to try and get into this stuff." And that's when I really took rugby serious.
Yeah.
Because I was playing both codes of rugby, and at first
you're playing league in union.
Yeah, I was playing league in union at the same time. A lot of us boys do that, but league was my personal preference.
Yeah, leagues. I feel like sorry to interrupt you there,
No,
but
all
I
good,
feel
mate.
like league's more like the contact is more enjoyable. It's more like fast paced. It's straight on, like full on. Like league's just a much more enjoyable game personally for me.
Yeah.
So
So league was my personal preference.
Who did you play for?
I played for Newtown Jets.
Oh, we lost to them last weekend.
So small little club, but I was playing league before I started union, and I was like really invested in when they explained it to me, and I was like, fuck, I want to get into this sort of
union.
Yeah. And then that's when I took rugby union serious, and I wasn't playing league for a couple of years. It was a bit on and off because some of the boys that asked me to play. So I played a few games of league through the years, but like in the end I chose union, and probably been the best decision of my life. New schoolboy rugby is unreal, just running out there with your mates. And
I couldn't imagine obviously, like I said, dream of mine, never got to do it.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't imagine like having your best mate there with you, like.
Yeah.
So you chose, in the end, you chose union.
Yeah.
I think it will pay. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will pay out for you, or like be the best decision you've made.
Yeah.
Well, you're on that track. So what schoolboy rugby?
The atmosphere is like a whole different level.
Yeah.
Like, not only do you have your best mates by the side on the field, but you got your whole school backing you on the sidelines.
Yeah, that must be.
And it's a crazy feeling, just knowing that you have this like a whole support of your community behind you. When I first ran out for the first 15.
What year were you in?
I was in year 11. Yeah, year 11.
So last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
My first run out for the first 15. Oh, it's crazy. Like, like kids from year 5 looking up
coming to the games.
Coming to the games, the whole school coming to the games, all these junior boys looking up to you, and like wanting to be in your position when they're older it's unreal. Like the feeling you get, the adrenaline rush you get when you walk out is.
Also, like having like. I've been at Waverley because I used to go watch Lenny play all the time, and there's like, for the first game, there's like 2,000-3,000 people there.
Yeah, so
like it's like playing at a stadium pretty much. Like it's the same atmosphere. You've got people standing all the way around.
Yeah,
it's pretty incredible. So have you versed like any NRL Waratah players? I remember Ahosivi-Poitaha.
Yeah.
So how was that playing Barker last year?
Oh, I didn't get to play that.
Oh, you didn't get to play?
Yeah, because I've never played a full season of schoolboy rugby.
Due to injury?
Yeah.
What did you do?
My first year in the 16As, I broke my hand.
Oh.
And then last year, I popped my shoulder before the season restarted during the New South Wales Schools Cup. And we played against GPS, and this big bopper, second row, is about 7 foot tall. Yeah. Probably about 110, 112 kilos. Yeah. Ran straight at me, and I was G'ing up on the line. I was like, I've got this guy, this guy. Ran straight up to him. I put the hit on, but like I just felt my shoulder come out, and I'm like, fuck. Oh, can I swear?
Yeah, swear, obviously.
But yeah, when I felt it come out, and I was like, fuck. And I was like looking to the sideline, I was like, fuck, come get me off. Because like, I was walking around like this, and
I obviously don't know the feeling because it's never popped out, but like sometimes if I put a shot on it, my shoulders, it's like a burner.
Yeah.
But obviously yours popped out.
Yeah. So like when it pops out, like you can obviously feel it. It's like not in place, and like it's in pain if you like try and thing on it. But I had gone off.
You get the green whistle in that?
No. They didn't give me no green whistle.
So where'd you go? Hospital?
Yeah, so they put it back in the med room that was at the field, Hills Grammar. They'd put it back in, and they wanted me to take my jersey off so I could do it.
But you couldn't get it off?
No, I couldn't get it off, so they had to do it while I had the jersey on. And like it was harder because the jersey was really tight. It was restricting movement, so they popped it back in when I had the jersey on, and then I wasn't worried about my shoulder at all. Like, I couldn't care less about the shoulder. I was more worried if we won the game or not.
Yeah.
And we ended up winning, so it was good.
Who did you play? GPS?
Yeah, GPS. They had a lot of, like, leagueies. They had
Fitler? No.
They had Fitler. They had Casey McLean from Newington.
Casey McLean. That's not Jesse McLean.
Yeah, it's his little brother.
Oh, it's his little brother.
Yeah. So they had him too. They had Toby Rodwell. They had they had Toby Bryle as well.
Yeah.
And they just had a lot of good players. And I was kind of glad that we got the win, but like.
It's a big win against GPS.
Yeah, especially against GPS, because I was told.
I swear. What is it, CIS that you play for?
CIS, yeah.
I swear they never beat GPS.
Nah, we never do.
Yeah.
You know, we were told before the game, like, we haven't won against GPS in like 12 years.
Yeah.
And so we were the first team to beat them, which was
pretty impressive.
It was a good feeling, because, you know, like, we don't have no like big star-studded players like Zach Fittler and all that.
Yeah.
But it was a good feeling to win the game, but. I was off to the hospital after that, got scans. I'd torn a ligament in my shoulder, so I didn't play the rest of the year. And I wasn't meant to do the New South Wales under-16s either.
You weren't?
No.
Wait, so this injury was last year, year 11?
Yeah.
And then you're out still now?
Yeah.
But you played in that Waratahs
Yeah,
tournament.
so like the first portion, when I first dislocated it, it was 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And, you know, my parents and my manager didn't want me to play. But I wanted to play because, like, you don't get another opportunity like that until you're, like, 18, 19.
What was that? So that was a Waratahs...
Under-16s team.
But what was the... Like, what tournament was that? Was that just the Rebels versus Waratahs? Or what?
It was like a whole national championship.
It was a national championship?
Yeah, so it was New South Wales, Queensland,
ACT,
Melbourne, and the Western Force from Perth, Western Australia. And, you know, you don't get another experience like that until you're like 18, 19. Yeah. You know, you get to fly to other states. Our first game was in Brisbane. Against the Reds, and then our last game was against the Western Force up at Perth.
Oh, so you get it? So they fly you there?
Yeah, they fly us there.
Pay for your food, pay for everything.
Pay for everything.
That's mad. Yeah. No, I don't blame you for doing that. Like, it's an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. So, it was, my shoulder was sweet during the tournament. It was when I started doing academy in the off season.
Did you like put injections into your shoulder and that to play, or you just taped it very tight?
Just taped it real tight.
Yeah.
And you know, when I started doing academy during the back end of the year, that's when it slipped back out.
Yeah. I put my phone there as well. Yeah.
That's when it slipped back out, and
Oh fuck! So. You went back to training with the Waratahs, right?
Yeah, and I was training with the 20s development squad.
So that's like a lot of those boys play in all those under-20s tournaments.
Yeah.
And then most of them, I would assume, train with first grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you were training with them?
Yeah, and we were doing a little tackling drill, and we went to ground and my shoulder had slipped out, and then it came back in. And I didn't notice it I didn't feel it until we were moving to the next station. And I walked over to the coach. I was like, my shoulder's fucked. So I went to the physio, and he goes, yeah, you've done, like, you got multi-dimensional instability.
Oh, mate, I don't even know what that means. It doesn't sound good, though.
It's like it's unstable in every
single
direction.
Point of your shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, got scans on it, like a couple, like, at the start of the year, and the labrum was completely fucked. So I'm getting surgery in about 2 weeks, and so I'm out.
And then how long are you out for?
6 months.
Right. So obviously with the Waratah stuff, like, I knew you were decent. Like, I'd watch you play a few first games. Obviously, like, Waverley Rugby, it's good fun. Like, I went to go watch as many games as I can. And then you won the player of the tournament or player of the game?
Player of the game.
So in the final,
yeah.
Where was that played?
In Pittwater. So in...
Just down the road, Timmy.
Nah, in Warringah.
Oh, in Warringah.
Yeah, Pittwater Rugby Park. Warringah, right?
Yeah, like an hour away or something.
Yeah.
So that would have been an amazing experience as well. Like, all these weapons around you, and you get the player of the game. Like,
yeah, it was an unreal feeling. Like, you got a crowd, like a home crowd too. Just family, friends, all that support behind you, and you get the win, and then
you pump them.
Yeah, 40-10.
Yeah.
Just to get the win, and then in front of my family, just to get player of the match of the final was, something you don't get every year, and it was a pretty good feeling to know that I had at least 50 members of my family show up.
Big family, mate.
Yeah. And get called out to go and receive the award, and I can see them all up top yelling from the
cheering.
And it was good feeling to have. I ended up crying after the...
Really?
Yeah, I was like...
On camera? Was it on camera?
No, I was lucky it wasn't on camera. I was like... But yeah, I started crying, but I was crying because I was...
Joy.
Yeah, I was so happy. Like, my family's there, mates around me, my mates are there too, and, get the win, player of the match, of the final. So it was a really good feeling.
Yeah, it's a huge achievement, and like... Obviously, hopefully you overcome these injuries, and hopefully you have a long career ahead of you, whether that's Waratahs or whatever. But just before we move on, so do you ever train with first grade or anything like that? Like,
so some days I'll be training on the same day as first grade.
So who's in first grade? Like Donaldson,
like Ben Donaldson, Max Jorgensen, Lungy Gleeson.
I don't even I'm not gonna lie. Like, I watch the NRL these days. The Super Rugby. I watch the highlights.
Yeah.
I like the Fijian drawer.
Yeah.
But like, I watch the highlight. I can't, unless it's an Allianz game. I won't go out of my way to go watch the Super Rugby. I just think it's not what it was.
Yeah.
But hopefully the new generation like yourself can change it.
Yeah.
But who else do they have? Do they have
They've got Michael Hooper as well.
Oh, they got Hooper. Yeah,
Hooper's
he's a
back,
weapon. He's a weapon.
Hooper's come back. Who else is there?
Who's their 8? Do you know that?
Lungy Gleeson.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are they coming? Do you know? Are they doing alright?
Oh, I don't even know, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure they're coming like... I don't think they're doing too well. Probably like...
Mid-table?
Yeah,
or
mid-table,
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I watched a highlight. I don't think they've been winning much, to be honest.
The Super W team's doing pretty well. The girls working hard in the gym, so catch them training as well while I'm in the gym. Semi-finals coming up as well. I'm pretty sure it's tonight. I'm not too sure.
Oh yeah, I think I went on to Stand Sport. I think they're playing now.
Yeah.
So you occasionally train with the first grade?
Yeah.
Do they ever like chat to you or?
They're heaps supportive of us young boys. Give us tips when we're not doing something properly. And they're really helpful with us in the gym, on the field as well. They'll make sure that we're doing things right and just being on our backs about it, being hard on us to make us better.
Yeah. That's amazing. Like, you got an awesome opportunity ahead of you. But yeah, so what's the goal? Like, obviously you want to come back from injury.
Yeah.
So you got a surgery in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then I assume the Waratahs give you physios and that.
Yeah.
To recondition and get your strength back. Let's say everything goes right. You overcome the injury. What's the goal? You want to debut? What do you want to do? How do you want to...
So next year, I'll be playing club rugby, And then hopefully in the
grade or Colts?
Oh, I don't know. Depends on how my shoulder is.
Yeah.
Going off my shoulder, if it's pretty good, I'll try and get a few grade games in.
Yeah.
But I'll probably most likely be playing Colts.
There's no need to rush playing grade either, because it's just like much bigger. They're not that much better than Colts, but they're just much bigger.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like heavy boys.
Contact,
So it's pretty intense grade rugby as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing grade at the moment, but it's subbies. Like, I'm only playing because like I want to get have my hands on the ball a lot for league and just get my ball skills better. But even there's some big fuckers. Like, there's some really big. Most of them are big for nothing, but like there is some big boys. Yeah. So, there's no need to rush playing grade either. Like, and then so you play Colts, you play grade, whatever. Yeah. And what about Waratahs? Is that
hopefully in the next couple of years, I'll be playing in the blue jersey. So my plan is to, keep working hard and going through the TARs. Hopefully I can make my debut in a couple of years' time. So that's the plan for now.
So you got Waratahs, hopefully debut in a couple of years. I think you're more than capable of doing it. Just got to focus and train hard. Yeah. So if Waratahs, which I'm sure it will, like you're an amazing footy player. If Waratahs doesn't work out, do you have a backup? Or you haven't even thought that far?
I haven't even thought that far. Like it's still so early in the school year for year 12. I haven't really thought much about what I want to do if rugby isn't there, which is probably like a bad idea because it's coming so close to finishing school, and I don't have a plan for now, but hopefully in the next coming months I can have a plan for after school.
Hopefully your podcast takes off, mate. Make you millions of dollars. But the only reason I say that is because like you gotta have a backup, course, even me, like I was like, I'll play footy, like, but like, one, I'm too small. These guys, if I want to play prop, you got in the Roosters and Rabbitohs, you got these 6'2", huge Islanders, like, and I'm like not even 5'3", pretty much. So like, the reason I started a gardening business, like thinking ahead. But even like guys in the NRL, Cody Walker debuted I think at like 26, 27.
It was a late bloomer.
So you do have heaps of time. Like I reckon eventually you will get it, but it is always good to have, something. That's good. So are you missing the whole year of school footy?
Yeah, so no school footy this year, which is like. It's pretty disappointing because it's my last year of school, and like I want to be out there with the boys playing some school rugby. Yeah. But it's just stuff that you can't control. Yeah. I've had multiple advice from coaches and managers and my parents especially, just to
do not play.
Yeah. Do not play. You got to think of the bigger picture. Yeah, well, you do.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's for the better. So I'm not too fussed about it. But like once the rugby season starts going forward, I just know that I'm gonna
struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I'm very lucky, touch wood, that I don't get injured. But I'm very lucky that I haven't had many injuries. But you just got to find things to do. Like, do you have any ideas of what you're going to do this season when you're not playing footy?
I was going to start my own podcast. Yeah. And then, just a podcast about schoolboy rugby, all that sort of stuff.
Interviewing like blokes from where, like?
Interviewing blokes from our first 15, other schools' first 15. Just getting an insight of what schoolboy rugby is like, and what goes through their heads on game day and stuff like that. And I wanted to get a couple old boys on the podcast as well. So yeah, hopefully it goes alright during the season.
No, I'm sure if that's what you want to do, like you'll do good. But just like even from doing this, it's such a slow process.
Yeah.
Like, one video does well and then the next doesn't do so good. So it's like, but if you work on it, just like anything, like hopefully it eventually will pick up.
Yeah.
But so do you watch a Super Rugby, anything like that?
Yeah. So
you do go for the Waratahs?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Do they get you like access to the games and that? Like front row seats then? Or
on occasion, I think I've got like it was a couple weeks ago. I got free tickets to the first round.
Did you go?
No, I didn't. I had school I had school sport on the Friday night against Cranbrook. That night I would have rather went to the bloody Waratahs game.
Or did you have to go watch the basketball game?
No, I was playing in the first.
Basketball?
Yeah.
You play basketball?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Centre, power forward?
Centre.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that night I would have rather went to the Waratahs game.
Yeah.
Lost to Cranbrook by 2, and I was like,
yeah. I saw the free throw somebody sent me. I'm not gonna say because I don't want to be a dog, but
I think I know who it was about.
Missed 2 free throws there. I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but yeah. Wasn't his fault though.
Nah.
You boys should have really won against
Yeah, we really should have won. It was just, stupid mistakes and all that, but, you know.
You lost to Cranbrook, like you can't beat really. Nothing against Cranbrook, but.
Shout out to the Cranbrook boys.
Yeah.
Caleb, Cole, who else is there? Jackson, Allen, Lance, love you boys.
Yeah. Shout out to the boys, but so I lost to Cranbrook, didn't get to go to the game. But yeah, do you watch much Super Rugby, like? Yeah,
on TV, yeah.
All the games and that?
Not all the games. I watch the replays when I have time.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like talk about myself too much, but I like watching my own games.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just going back over and
Do they record all your games?
Yeah, so that the national championships is on Stan.
Yeah, I know, because that's where I watch it. Yeah.
So I just go back and watch it, just just see what I could work on, what could have been better, and like, how we could have done this, how we could have done all that, and but I do watch Super Rugby, just not as much as I watch myself.
Yeah. So you watch NRL more then?
Yeah, I do watch NRL. I'm a big Bunny supporter.
Sport, yeah. Oh, you're a Bunny supporter?
I love the Bunnies.
Yeah, like, I don't really like the Bunnies, but like, I've got a family cousin of mine who's like, he's now like part of South, like, donated like a locker or something, so like, he's trying to get me to come over to South, but obviously I would never, like, I love the Chooks. But yeah, so go for South, you just signed Jack White in there.
Yeah. Oh.
Big signing.
Couldn't be happier.
Yeah. Do you reckon, like, him and Ricky Stewart, they were crying. Like, they were both crying yesterday in the interviews, saying, like, how they were both missed Raiders and that. Do you reckon it's a bit dodgy there, the salary cap, only giving him 700 and...
Oh, you know what? I think that's just, it's a politics thing. Like, Jack White said in an interview that he's moving because he thinks it's a better choice for his family. Yeah. And for himself as well. But, like, Jack White's probably their best player. And,
For sure.
Yeah. And
I don't... Maybe... Nah, he is the best player.
Like, they've just lost their best player. Like, it's pretty big loss, but like sometimes you just got to deal with it. And I don't think it's a money thing. I think it's more just for his family. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
like, I don't know why he wouldn't want to live in Sydney. Canberra's a fucking shithole.
Yeah,
like,
fuck. What are they got? They got like
Parliament House. Questacon and the Parliament House, yeah. And I think they have... What else do they have? They've got snow there.
Do they?
It snows in Canberra.
Really? I didn't know that.
And they've got an airport. That's about it. Yeah, I don't know why you want to do
in Canberra.
Yeah, it's a good move. But do you think South can go all the way this year? What do you reckon?
I mean, we did just beat Penrith, and we had a good run against
Broncos
last week. So, hopefully this year, things turn around from last year. Last year we lost the grand final because bloody Cody Walker. Feel that?
Yeah.
As soon as Stephen Crichton called the ball, I'm like, fuck, this is over.
Yeah.
But, hopefully things change this year. Things are looking really good too. And we've had a lot of changes in the team as well. So hopefully things fall through and we can win a premiership.
I don't like Isaiah Tass. I think he's a fucking hog.
Yeah, 100%.
Alex Johnson's never going to get to his try scoring record having Isaiah Tass next to him.
I think Jack Wyden probably be.
Yeah, obviously he'll be there.
Yeah.
But like the thing with that, he can play 6, 13 or centre.
Yeah, he can play anywhere.
Or even 9 if you need it. But so looking good for South. Do you watch any other games or?
Oh, I watch all games. I was watching the Penrith game last night and I was like, fuck, something's wrong with this.
Yeah, what do you think? I actually put Tigers 13 pluses at $81. And I just chucked $2 on it because I always lose. So it's just chuck $2 on it. And I was like, yes, I'm going to win. But that was just crazy. Tigers would deserve...
Yeah, well-deserved win, but Penrith...
Penrith.
Back-to-back premierships, you would think they would smash a team like the Tigers. But
well, they lost to Tigers last year as well. Same game.
Yeah, they did too, yeah. Well, you would think, things have gotten a bit better. And you got, all my mates making excuses for the Penrith team. But, Tigers were just a better team yesterday. And, seeing social media, all these posts about, Jerome Luai and Stephen Crichton and all that, because... I'm pretty sure Jerome Luai is labelled as the biggest grub in there.
No, well, he's a grub. I reckon Cody Walker's maybe got him.
Yeah.
Maybe Jared, Maury Hargraves. There's a few grubs out there, but Jerome, he just puts himself in the spotlight.
Yeah, 100%.
And but the one thing I have this year about the NRL is just so unpredictable. I would not want to be a gambler betting on the NRL because every week there's 5 upsets. But it's good. It's very close. Yeah. And so before we finish, if the next 5 years goes perfectly, where are you?
Hopefully running out for the green and gold.
Green and gold?
Yeah.
Really?
Wallabies, yeah.
Wow.
Hopefully. But, it's just one of those things where... it's your dream to run out for your country. And,
where are your parents from?
My parents are from Tonga.
So you could play for Tonga as well?
I could play for Tonga. And my grandparents, my granddad's from New Zealand.
So you could play for the All Blacks, but you want to play for Australia?
Yeah, obviously. Because, I was born and raised here. So, just running out for the Wallabies, lifelong dream of mine.
Yeah.
Ever since I started playing rugby union. It's been, one of the main goals, one of my long-term goals actually, to play for the Wallabies. So hopefully in the next couple of years I'll make my debut for the green and gold.
There you have it there, guys. So we've just got Zion on. I'll put his Instagram in the description. He's starting a podcast soon. So I will post that when he starts a podcast. But thank you for listening. Have a good week and cheers.
Cheers.